Good morning, everyone. So, today, the August 16th, is my third child, a daughter, Emily, birthday. And I'm doing this on every one of their birthdays. I'm going to do this for prosperities. Or whatever. Sec. Oh, it'll be fun for them to watch later. Maybe for people too. And I thought too, I think for every mother on their children's birthdays, it's just one of those things you go right back in time to that time. I have 4 amazing stories when it comes to all that. And they're very uplifting and encouraging, and there's a lot of good things for maybe moms to be now and in the future who maybe watch this and go, oh wow, this was great advice, this, that, whatever, right? Yes? Okay. So much other stuff out there right now when it comes to not having a baby, not wanting a baby, not taking responsibility and all that. So, good stories of the opposite. Well, I like to balance out the energy stuff. That's kind of my thing. So, let's start first with a Bible reading that I found. And of course, I asked my Father in heaven, okay, so what would you like to give her? Okay, so not what I do want to give her. And I posted the pic of the day at the Wooten farm. I looked over as I sit and going, oh, the sunflower just opened up on my daughter Emily's birthday. She is a sunflower in the world. You guys have to fight in there now. I'll let the other 2 dogs in that usually are outside. I bet they're creating havoc in there right now. It's all right. My daughter Emily is a sunflower in the world for many, many people. The dogs are saying happy birthday, Emily. I don't think anybody's coming. I'm not hearing anything. I am expecting a visitor, which means I have to put Bo up. I'm not hearing anything. Stuff goes on during these videos. And it felt like, oh, I got to take a picture and let her see it because that was a volunteer. That's the one and only we have, and it's a volunteer. And right here, right? Yeah, perfect timing. A gift from heaven to my wonderful, lovely daughter. Also, I'm starting with my third child. The third child. Okay, I had 3 daughters and a son. So the first one that's the first one. Right? The second one was the son. Right? So, it's a son. Right? Then the third one was a girl. And then the baby was a girl. So the third one, a girl. Right? Yes? Where are they all in there, right? And when people have more children, okay, it's just as it is. So I thought, I'm going to start, her story will be the first one to share. She'll be first. So, we're in John. Okay, all right. Chapter 6, 16. Jesus comes to his disciples walking on the waters. That evening, the disciples went down to the shore of the sea and got into a boat to make for Capernaum on the other side of the sea. It was getting dark by now, and Jesus had still not rejoined them. The wind was strong and the sea was getting rough. They had rowed 3 or 4 miles when they saw Jesus walking on the sea and coming towards the boat. They were afraid, but he said, "It's me, don't be afraid." They were ready to take him into the boat, and immediately it reached the shore at the place they were making for. What a wonderful passage. As a birthday card from heaven, right? Yes? Yeah. Where do we put our trust? Even when things are happening, we're going, whoa, that's kind of, whoa. Where do we put our trust? And then recognize, right? Hey, it's just me. I don't have to be afraid. Right? And when one embraces, right, the love of God, right, his recognizes the gifts he gives us every day, especially on our birthday. Maybe that's something people should kind of look around. It's my birthday. What does God have for me specifically today? Right? Yes? Okay. Embrace that without being afraid, right? And you will reach your destiny. You will reach where on the side of goodness you need to be, where your true dream will lead you to. That's a great thing. So, I had a midwife. She was there for all 4 births. I had all home births. And Kathy McDonald, Joe McDonald's wife. Some people he was I think a country singer, folk country singer, Joe McDonald. His wife, Kathy McDonald, was my midwife for all 4 children. So, Emily, since she was the 3rd child, I was never one to go to the doctor much or this or that. I went for checkups, but kind of every 2 months or something. And if I could skip it, I would, unless I felt something was wrong. There was nothing ever wrong with Emily. That was probably my easiest pregnancy. Okay, all my pregnancies were easy. Dear me, what did I not do while I was pregnant? And I gained a lot of weight again. It's one of those things. I remember from my mom. Okay, my mom didn't have me very easy. Okay, 20 minutes. Okay. I know, it's hard to believe. And but my mom didn't have the food that I had available to me. And my mom's body suffered under that. Every child, something. Her teeth, her hair, her kidneys started to fail as well. All signs of malnutrition in many ways. Because God designed that womb within us as a woman to 100% absolutely nourish that baby, right? With the best that the mother has to give. And if the mother isn't getting enough, then, yeah. Interesting, right? How do people in 3rd world countries, where there really isn't enough, still have babies? Well, we know what happens there as well, yes? Anyway, I gained a lot of weight. Gosh almighty. But, again, I felt fine. And I wanted my children to be born healthy. As much control as I had over that, right? Yes? Yeah, so, it always took me years to get rid of the weight again. But again, what do you do? Child's more important than me. And it comes down to it. It just has to be that way. Right? So I don't remember having an ultrasound, though I'm sure I did. At least one of them, but I don't think I've ever had one with Emily. I was really, as I said, I didn't want anything to interfere with, And at that time, ultrasounds were still kind of, I could do something. Okay. I think I was basically just under the care of midwives at that time, which I had more than Kathy McDonald's. There was one other one, and she had a practice with a doctor that helped pay for the birth. In Emily's case, we paid half, and they ended up, our insurance paid half. So it was how much did $2,000 we had to come up with Emily. Oh, she was our most expensive one. I just realized. $2,000 to have a home birth. I had the older two before her very fast. There was hardly any kind of, there was no pre-labor, it was just active labor. That went really fast, and I don't know. And so I kind of, from hearing all the different stories, I said, I'd like to kind of have a, kind of a little bit more of a experience with all that, So, yeah, good. So sure enough, 9 o'clock in the morning, I had an appointment. I was going to get together with a friend and her children and me and my children and go for breakfast. So 9 o'clock comes around, I'm going, man, I think something's happening. But then I didn't know. My third child, and I don't know what labor is, really. I mean, pre-labor, when you go into labor, didn't know. I think. Well, I don't know. So we rendezvoused at this little cafe, and we sat there, and there was a big place for the kids to play. And I said, I think I might be in labor. She said, really? And she's known me since my first one. And so she knows the stories and goes, do we need to go see your midwife? I said, nah, there's nothing happening, really. I'm just having this feeling, and kind of a little bit. And she's like, she started watching, and I'm going, no, it's all good. I think this time, this is going to be a hard labor. This is really going to be hard. She had a hard labor. She had a hard pregnancy. She had to lay in bed just to have a child, right? And she's looking at me, and she's going, you're happy about this? I went, well, just, yeah. Anyway, so after that, we went to a fabric store. As I'm standing in the fabric store, I'm going, man, something's really going on here. And it's like this wave of pain, this wave of pressure and stretching a little, and this and that, and just, all across my stomach. And I'm standing there and holding on to one of the bins, of the fabrics, and I'm just kind of, I'm experiencing a proper contraction or something, or the start of the, you know what I mean? Something I've not experienced with my other two. And it was just, oh, wow, this is really something. It's like I delved completely into the experience of what is my body doing here in slow motion. So it was about noon now, and my friend, and I had a few of those right there, and my friend was like, Look, the midwife is just across the street, which she really was. Let's just go and get you checked out. And I'm going, all right, all right. So I went. I said, well, I'm having some. She said, okay, well, let me see. And she didn't check me or anything. I don't think. She's just like, yeah, okay, Well, do you, and then also, because she missed, okay, that one was also there for, that was not Kathy McDonald's, okay? She was there for Ishi, though Kathy McDonald's was there with Ishi too. And, gosh, let me think. She was like, well, should we go right now? And I said, no, no, this is going to take a long time, right? And she kind of looked at me, and midwives have, okay, they do have, when they can look at you and they're going, yeah, okay. She says, all right, well, just make sure you give me a call early enough. If. All right, so we went home, and my friend decided, I'm going to stick around. I'm not leaving you alone. I said, the contraction stopped. Yeah, so it's nothing happening. She says, oh, you think you just had, well, no, due date's kind of there, so anyway, so it was kind of like, okay, so again, nothing. So I had this while I was out there, and in the morning I felt like, oh, back home, and everything just stopped. Okay. Oh, did my system stop? No, it didn't. I just couldn't feel anything anymore. So it went on about 2:30, 2 o'clock or something. And here I'm going, oh, yeah, it started up again. Suddenly it started up again. I'm going, yes, so that's 2 hours later. I had a nice rest, Went up the stairs a few times going, come on now, we're not dragging this out till tomorrow, are we now? There was one thing I was told by Kathy McDonald's with my first one. You want this baby. You want this baby more than anything. Yeah, well, I was always ready. This is like, okay, expulsion now. We're done. I'm done carrying you for all the months. Right? I'm done. Out. I always had that anyway. And so that came to my mind again. I'm going, okay, now, we're not doing this. And I went up and down the steps a few times. And sure enough, okay, so here they start up again. And now it's like, yeah, oh, yeah. So here's what's the problem. My water didn't break. My water did not break. My friend says, I'm calling the midwife. I'm going to call her. I'm done. I'm calling her. And I said, no, the water hasn't broke, and then, I'll have plenty of time to get it. She looks at me, she's going, no, I'm calling the midwife. So she called them all, okay? So the one had only the one, so she didn't have an assistant. So Kathy McDonald's came again on this one as well. She was one of their backup, happens to be one of their backups. So she came with the one. I think her name was Linda something. See, I can't remember her, but I can remember Kathy's full name. And Kathy gets there first. She gets there always first. I guess she knew by then. And I'm in the bathroom, and I'm just sitting there, and I had another, and she says, I need you to come over here and lay down. I said, nah, I'm not ready. My water hasn't broke. She said, the water doesn't always break. I'm going, what? Yeah, you might have a real strong, amniotic fluid sac. I'm going, oh, okay then. I didn't know that. So I lay down and she checks. She says, you're ready to push. I said, but my water didn't break. She said, you're 10 centimeters. What have you been doing all this time? I said, well, just waiting, I guess. And she says, you're ready to push. I said, I don't feel like pushing. She says, okay, well then let's wait for the next contraction. So here we wait, She's just sitting there going, Only Daniela. Only Daniela. What is going on here now? Anyway, so here we are, and interestingly enough, so where were the kids? Christina was right there. Christina always thought it was gross. I don't know if she remembers. She was only, what was she, about 5 years old when Emily came along. And so I'm not sure exactly where she was at anymore, but I do remember that Ishi, he was about 2, he was asleep in the same room I was having the baby. Behind the curtain, we had this little crib stuck in this perfect little niche, and had the curtain that came down, and the crib was on the floor. I never had. After I saw Christina just about plumping out of that crib at, 4 months old, I said, no, we're not having head injuries here because I have to have the crib off the floor, on stilts or something. So legs came off, and since that always had, everything was on the floor. There was no way. No. Oh, Emily, 6 months old, top of the piano. Yeah, okay. How does that work? Anywho, so here we are. And so he was asleep. I remembered that. Not sure. Christina may have been playing with her friend. My friend's girl. They were the same age. Jillian. I remember all these names. Jillian. And so here we go. And she says, all right. Do you want me to break the... I'm going, oh my gosh, I remember that. I'm going, I don't know. What does it matter? She said, not really. So here I go. Here comes a contraction. Didn't feel like pushing though. It was like, okay. Here comes a contraction. I said, all right, I'll push now. And again, Cassie just looked at me and go, okay, I guess. Go ahead. And I pushed. And, okay, the flood happened. And she's like, the head's already here. Another push. I think 3 pushes, and that was my active labor, my dear friends. 3 pushes, tuck, out. And, of course, we didn't know what it was. Healthy, plump little girl. She was a little healthy, plump little girl. Beautiful. She was absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful. Looked so healthy. And just the perfect shape of her face and curly hair. Yes, she did. I don't know. How many children are born with curly hair? Not sure. I mean, okay. All right. Just beautiful. She didn't keep the curls. They kind of, she has, of course, afterwards, but she did have a bald head, actually, for quite some time. That was an odd one, too. So there it was, and she was born. The umbilical cord was cut. She was wrapped up, right? And here fly the curtains open, where Ishi was sleeping. And he says, looks out, sees everyone, goes, well, hello, I'm up. So cute. Yes. That was the birth of my 3rd child, named after her grandmother, my mother, Emily. None of my children has a middle name. I wanted there to be no confusion on what their identity was with the name that was chosen for them. That's an odd one. That's just how I had, I guess, my own. And Paul was fine with it, too. I think he actually kind of liked the idea. So there it was. That was Emily's birth. 31 years ago now. 1991. Interesting. 1991. You guys are getting this? Okay. On August 16th, an amazing day to have an amazing child. And now, she already gave me an amazing granddaughter. Yeah. Whose birthday's on Halloween? I love it! A holiday I was hoping to not have anymore. I'm going, Halloween. Such a weird holiday. I didn't grow up with Halloween, so I'm going, kind of done with all the spooky stuff and all that, so candy, that, well, like when it comes down to it, how good is that? And here, right, it's almost as if I wanted to just abdicate the holiday. I'm done with it. Whatever people want to do, I'm done with Halloween after my children grown up, right? And here I have a granddaughter who's born on Halloween, October 31st. And I'm going, okay, so what does that mean? You reclaim. Okay, you don't just get rid of something, excommunicate it. You restore it. Right? What's Halloween truly about? And how should it, according to heaven, be celebrated? Well, we had one pumpkin here. I already sent that up there. I know it's not October 31st yet, but the pumpkin needed to go where it needed to go, right? Yes. Had one, a volunteer pumpkin. Are you guys getting this? We had one pumpkin plant come up in the manure pile, and I got one pumpkin, right? And it was a volunteer. I don't know. There were some, I guess, pumpkin seeds over there, right? Oh, yeah, from the horses who ate all mine last year, all 14. Maybe some from those pumpkins, they pooped out the seeds, right? Yeah! I got one pumpkin. And I sent that up already, because I never know where I'm going to be. Well, I'm always here, and who's going to go there? So I sent that up already. So here's the sunflower, a volunteer sunflower, opened up today. And let's see, is that yesterday? A couple days ago. Paul went up to pick something up. Yeah, okay, he went up, and I sent the pine saph I made for Emily up there for her birthday, and the pumpkin for Danny, right? So she would have it. For sure would have it. It's a eating pumpkin too, so, well, anyway. Interesting. Mommy got the volunteer sunflower opened up on her birthday, and Danny got one volunteer pumpkin also for her birthday. Yeah, I have odd birthday presents, don't I? Well, people have everything. What do you do to make something special? Is that special to people? I don't know. But I hope I can instill some specialness. The birthday gifts from heaven into people. Maybe. Or explain what they are. I don't know. Well, anyway, happy, wonderful, blessed birthday, my darling daughter. Yes, what did you knock over in there? Gotta finish up, go see what the damage is in there now. Happy birthday, my darling daughter, Emily. I love you so much. And obviously, heaven loves you even more. God's love and blessings to all of you. And I will talk to y'all another time.